Watch this video to the end because it is going to make you so much money. As we approach this next bull market, we need to isolate the certain chart patterns that make us the most money. In my opinion, the cup and handle chart pattern has made me more money than probably breakout trading or bull trap trading, whatever. But cup and handles are money makers. If you don't know, cup and handles is very simple. There's a cup, there's a handle, and you measure the move. And once it breaks out, a lot of times it does go to the measured move. I will teach you how to do one. This is a perfect example right here from Theta. Theta, like here's the cup, okay? The cup and the handle. So let's measure from here to here, right? And then once it got past the breakout point would be right here. Look at where it went to. Look at where the measured move is and look at where it went to. Just about identical. This is how cup and handles play out. Guess what? Theta is one of 40 cup and handle patterns in the top 100, and I'm going to show you each and every one of them so you can try to get in the coins that will make you the most money if this pattern plays out. Let's get it.
At you with the week 12 portfolio
Havoc cycle has worked out every time, and what is the ultimate goal for Algorand, and where do you see it in 5 years? All right, here we go. I'm going to try my best to get through these rapid fire, but keep in mind, after Theta, there are 39 other setups with cup and handle patterns. Let's get into it. Right here is Uniswap. As you can see, Uniswap broke out past the breakout point, already played out. Uniswap, check that one off the list. Congratulations to anyone who made money off Uniswap. The graph, I tweeted about this last Sunday as it was approaching the breakout point right here. But let's see, is there still more juice to squeeze out of the graph? We pull the measure move down to the bottom. We pull this up and we measure from the current price to the top of the measured move. There is still, about 26% left juice to squeeze out of the graph. I know you can't see it, but it's 26% away. There's still more money to be made off the graph based off the cup and handle setup. We have H-bar. H-bar, you all know, is one of my favorite projects, has already gone past the breakout point. We pull the measured move down. We measure the move. We pull it up to the top. Let's get rid of this so you guys can see a little bit better. And then we'll measure from the current price point to the top. H-bar still has another 27% left to go to get to the top of the cup and handle. Big shout out to the H-bar variant. Phantom, unlike H-bar, unlike the graph, is still approaching that breakout point. So let's see, how far do we have to go here? Phantom, it's a 21% pump just to get to the breakout point. There is a lot of money to be made here on Phantom. Let's measure this move for Phantom. We pull this, this one's going to be a lot of money. All right, let's measure it from its current price point. We are talking 100 and almost 7% move from Phantom from the current price past the breakout point to the top of the measured move. Not bad for FTM. Watch out for that Sonic upgrade coming. All right, we have Algorand. We all know how much AJ loves Algorand. All right, let's see what we got here. We have the cup, the handle. We still have yet to get to the breakout point. We're yet to get there from current price point to the breakout point. We're looking at a 20, 21, almost 22% gain. Not bad at all. Let's check out this measured move. We go from here. We go to the top of the measured move. We'll measure from our current price around 20 cents, almost 21 cents, a 99% gain for the Algo fam. Shout out to that cup and handle. Let's get it. Very excited about that one. All right, we have Cardano. See, Cardano, a little different here. There is a lot of ways to interpret cup and handles. Some people, I would see it as big cup handle. I mean, that completely makes sense in my mind. And towards the end of this video, there are some cup and handles that they're not all perfect, and you have to keep that in mind. But as long as it has the setup, it has the cup, the handle, the breakout point, it looks like a cup and handle setup to me, right? All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's measure this move for Cardano all the way down to the bottom here. We'll pull this up so you guys can see it better. We'll pull this measured move up. It's a little bit crooked. I'll fix it. All right, now let's measure from our current price point. And keep in mind, Cardano is right below the breakout point. We're talking, it's about 10% away from the breakout point. From its current price to the top of the measured move, we are looking at an 83% pump to Cardano, which would take it to about $1.11. And that makes a lot of sense for Cardano, because if you look at the visible range volume profile, you'll actually see back in 2021, Cardano spent a lot of time between like $1 and like $1.50. You'll even see right here on the volume profile, see that volume up there? That totally lines up with that measured move right here. Expect big things from Cardano moving forward. All right, next coin, we have Sand. Sand, not bad. Look at this, everybody. Cut and dry. Cup and handle. I mean, it is still below the breakout point, which is good for anybody holding this bag. From current price, we are what, a 26% pump away from the cup and handle. OMG, let's pull this down. Big giant measured move here. Going to have to pull this down so everybody can see it. Let's pull this up, and this kind of does put Sand right back, you know, in the running. I mean, it would be about $1.08. $1.08, 102% pump if it plays out, and that would put it right back in that old value area. This is not impossible for Sand. A lot of these moves might seem like really big moves, but in all reality, I mean, that's the normal price for Sand back in the day. That thing ripped back in 2021. All right, here we are looking at Dogecoin. Look at this. This one recently, just today, this is the daily chart we're looking at for all these coins today. On Wednesday, the February 28th, just got above that breakout point on the cup and handle. We'll pull this down. We will measure the move up. All right, let's see where that is from its current price point. I feel like there's some money to be made here. About a 33.5% move for Dogecoin to about 15 cents. Not bad at all. Who let the Doge out? Probably not me. Avalanche. This one's kind of a strange one. A little bit on this one you could consider, you know, big cup, little handle, or if you even zoom in on, say, the daily, you could even consider this little move here a cup and handle as well, as you see the cup, the handle, and the breakout point. So let's measure the little one first for all you AVAX fans out there. We'll go here to here. We'll pull this up. That would take Avalanche to, you know, about $53. Would be a 35% move on the baby cup and handle on the Avalanche daily. But if we want to consider this big giant one, a big cup and a little handle, I mean, I don't think it would be too crazy considering where Avalanche has been in the past. We'll pull this down. We'll pull this up. I mean, this really takes Avalanche right back to, you know, this previous value area here from the last bull run. Not unheard of for Avalanche to go that high. Would take it to about $88, $89, 127% pump on Avalanche for that one. Not bad. Let's keep it rolling here. Polkadot. See, that Polkadot is sort of a strange one because sometimes like you want to consider this the cup and handle, right? But then like the lip of the cup is kind of lifted up. But then you kind of look back in previous price history, you will see that this lines up with it much better, right? So you're going to have to play with these a little bit. But as you can see, we have a cup and a handle, cut and dry for Polkadot. It has still a little bit to go before it gets to that breakout point. It's about an 18% pump away from getting to that breakout point. We're going to have to pull this down so we can see this measured move. Going to be a big one here. All right, we're going to pull this down. We're going to get it to the bottom. We're going to pull it to the top. And this would take Avalanche to about $15. I mean, excuse me, this would take Polkadot to $15.50, which would be about a 92% pump for Polkadot. And what's interesting about this is that this would take it below, still below support resistance from back in the day here. Really, I mean, very interesting. Will Polkadot get back above and flip that SR? It is not enough for the measured move. I just realized you guys can't see that. See that right here is below the support resistance line. Very interesting for Polkadot. All right, let's see the next one here. We have Matic. Matic is a good one. Matic is a coin, a larger cap coin that I've been accumulating a little bit lately. All right, let's look at this. We have the cup and the handle. We are just a little teeny tiny bit below the breakout point. I think it will get above it any time here. The breakout point would be at $1.08 and change. Let's pull this down. Let's check out this measured move here. Oh man, this would take Matic to $1.66, which would be a 67% move from right here. Not unheard of considering, you know, Matic spent a lot of time, you know, above $2 back in 2021. That would not be unheard of for Matic. Okay, here we are on Toncoin. You guys know this one, heavy, big into Telegram, you know, kind of broke above, came back down. It is still, you know, about 11% away from breaking back out after the flash crash today. But I think this one might have a lot of room to run here. A lot of room to run. Let's pull this up. Let's get over here. Let's pull from the current price. We are talking a 77% pump for the cup and handle on Toncoin. There it is. Let's keep it rolling. We have Shiba Inu. This one's kind of strange. I, you know, would consider probably this the cup and handle, kind of a double cup and handle. Maybe this is the little Wayne pattern setup, I might call it. You know, we kind of have the cup and the handle, but, you know, kind of double cup. Shout out to Lil Weezy. We are very close to breaking out, you know, about a 4% move away from breaking out of this one. Let's measure this one on down. Let's pull it on up. Let's pull it down so you guys can see it here. And this isn't really out of character. This would actually take it right to that point. It popped up back in 2022. It would take it just about to that level. Will we get shut down there again for Shiba Inu? Time will tell, but that is still a 54.7% move if it plays out completely on this double cup and handle. All right, the next one is Aptos. Aptos, this one is a little bit different, but I still do see the cup and handle from this right here. We just got above the breakout point not too long ago. We will pull this down to the bottom there. We will pull it up, and that would take us a little bit to over 17 for Aptos. We're looking at about a 44.3% move for APT. All right, the next one here is Atom, aka Cosmos. I do like this project. I think I might accumulate some of it coming up here, maybe as a larger hold, anchor type hold in my coming portfolio videos. But as you can see, we are still below the breakout point here on Atom. Let's pull this measured move. We'll pull this up. We're gonna have to scrunch it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. But, pretty cut and dry on this one. There's the cup, there's the handle. We still have a little bit to go into the breakout point. We are at 11.8% pump from the breakout point, and we are looking at a 67.9% pump from the current price for the cup and handle pattern here for Atom. Hopefully going to get in on this one. We got a lot more. We're going to keep on rolling here. We have Near. See, this is sort of a tricky one because the cup kind of looks like it starts up here, but I would consider, I would consider this the cup and handle, to be honest with you, though. With that said, this one's really going to be a big mover. Let's pull this up to here. I will scrunch it up so you guys can see it. All right. So, and this, this move really wouldn't take Near, that crazy back to where it was before. We're looking at about a 23% move to the breakout point at 457, and that would be a 119% move from here, taking Near, back above $8 to $8.17. And, look at the chart. Like, it's really not that crazy for Near to be back over in this range over here where it has spent plenty of time before back in the last bull run. All right, as you can see here, the next one on the list is no other than Filecoin. Did recently get above the breakout point, but then got rejected. So hopefully this thing turns back around. We don't want to see this pattern get invalidated. I don't think it will with Filecoin. I think this will be a strong mover, but we measure this move up. Would take Filecoin to about $13.20, and if it turns around from where it is, we are looking at about a 77.4% pump for Filecoin. I think this one probably will play out, even though it temporarily got rejected. With the flash crash today, I'm kind of taking these things with a grain of salt. Next one on the list is Mantle, and Mantle, hasn't really been around for that long, and this thing is nothing but a cup and handle. This thing's entire existence was made out of a cup and a handle. As you can see, we already did break out of the breakout point a little bit, already 16% above it, but we still have a lot more juice to squeeze out of this move here. This entire existence is nothing but a cup and a handle, but from its current price point to the top of the measured move is still 40% left to go for Mantle. On to the next one, we have Lido. This is kind of one of those weird ones where if you draw it across from here, there's still kind of the lip of the cup would be a little bit higher. In these situations, let me know in the comments. Do you think we should measure them like this and it's just a crooked cup, or is it a cup with a bigger lip? Not really sure how to measure this one, but at the end of the day, it's still there. There's the cup and there's the handle. So I see it. I'm just not totally sure where to measure it when it's crooked like this. So let me know in the comments, what do you think I should do with the shorter? I'm going to go from the shorter cup, and that would still take Lido all the way to about 510. It's sitting on the breakout point right now, and we'd be looking at about a 56% move to around that 508, 510 range. All right, on to the next one. We have HNT, aka Helium, with a big cup and handle setup, and it has recently just broke back above that breakout point. This one, especially with the partnership with Solana and the phones and all that, this one's going to do very, very well. This measured move really doesn't even take it back to the previous low. From its current price point, we are still looking at, an 89, 90% pump for Helium, taking it back to 1760, 1768. And look, this still would not take it back to that previous bottom. So, that move isn't that crazy from Helium, although it seems like a lot sitting from right here. Next one on the list here is no other than CRO. You can tell that I've been here before trading this little breakout, back, when was that? Yes, in the end of 2023, I did get in on this trade. It did from the top to bottom of the breakout, went 118%. I think I got like 50 or 60% out of it. The money's always made in the middle, but nevertheless, we still have a cup and a handle. And as you can see, get this out of the way, this is a pretty big cup, but just because it's a big cup doesn't mean it's not a cup. I can show you a lot of examples where there's a very large cup and it still plays out completely. Let's measure the move first. We'll go from here to roughly the bottom, a little bit crooked on that one. We'll pull this bad boy up, measured move. So we are approximately, from its current price, we are about 19% to the breakout point for CRO, and from its current price, we're looking at a 91% pump, taking it back to 19.8, just about 20 cents, which isn't crazy asking for Crow. We know how high Crow has been in the past. Just asking it, it actually takes it back to a support resistance level as well. That measured move makes a lot of sense for CRO. I think that's a free 90% for a lot of traders. All right. SNX, this is another pretty good one. I really like this coin back in the day. The narrative on it has kind of died out a little bit. I would consider this maybe like a double mini cup, an almost Wheezy cup, and the handle right there. Not all of these are perfect. They're not all perfect cups. They're not all perfect handles, but you still see the overall shape, and that is what matters. Let's get this measured move down here to about the bottom. We'll pull this up to the top. It is very close to the breakout point. This one is about 11% to the breakout point, and from its current price, looking at an 85% pump for SNX. And like a lot of these big measured moves, when you really zoom out and look at the previous price action, you'll realize that, it's been here before. In fact, it's been much higher than that. So when we really look at a lot of these moves, they might seem really big right here, right now, but when you realize how high these coins have gone before, it's really not that much. We're not asking for that much, to be honest. And that's why there's so much opportunity in these 40 chart setups. Let's keep it rolling. The next one on your screen here is SUI, or SUI, however you want to say it. And you might be thinking to yourself, AJ, that's not a cup and handle. Oh, really? Really? Not yet, because it's going to come down and come back up, you silly goose. It's a cup and handle in the making. This thing's entire existence is a perfect cup and handle. From the launch price to where it wicked down, we got rejected perfectly from that. It is forming a perfect cup and handle on SUI. We'll measure this down to roughly the bottom. We will pull this up. That would take SUI to $3.62. We are looking at, about a 28% move to the breakout point once it comes down and forms that handle. And then we are looking at 135% pump to the top, 134.5 to the top for SUI. I think I'm going to be involved on that one for sure. All right, here we are, Multiverse X. This is another one of those imperfect scenarios where when you draw the cup, the lip of it kind of hangs off just a little teeny bit, but that doesn't really bother me. At the end of the day, we see the cup and we see the handle. It is still not to the breakout point. Some of them are at the breakout point. Some of them, are above the breakout point. So we're really looking for those opportunities. I think so far, maybe SUI and Phantom have been two of the big hitters. Let's measure this move here for Multiverse X. Pull this down to the breakout point. We are looking at about 20%, 19.8, and to the top of the measured move, 102% for eGold, EGLD, also known as Multiverse X. The next one on your screen is no other than Flow. Flow, I'm not much on this coin, but look, there's a cup and handle there. It already got to the breakout pattern. Let's check out this measured move. Pull this bad boy down, pull this bad boy up, scrunch it so you guys can see it. We are actually sitting on the breakout point right now. It has kind of wiggled around since the flash crash today, and looking at a 61% move on the measured move for Flow. The next one is no other than AVE. AVE is a very interesting one. This one is kind of a little bit crooked on the breakout point, but at the end of the day, this is certainly a big cup and a handle. No question about that at all. So let's measure this one. Going to scrunch it up so you guys can see it. Let's pull this down, roughly the bottom, pull this up, and then we will go to the breakout point. We are looking at about a 20% move for AVE to the breakout point and about a 91% move to the top of the measured move. And seriously, taking AVE to about $197, that really isn't much considering where this chart has been before. I think AVE is likely to put up numbers again once we get back into the serious part of this bull run. Next one on the list is Mina. Mina, this one's another little kind of strange one where you're going to ask yourself, is the cup up here or is the cup like right here? It's kind of those, it could go either way on how you want to interpret it with the cup and the handle. I'm going to go with this interpretation because it is currently, it got rejected from the breakout point here and it is actually sitting, there's kind of two cup and handles here. There is a cup and handle here and there is a larger cup and handle here. And, that's okay. It's kind of up to interpretation. But even if we go with the larger interpretation off Mina, measure this, roughly to the bottom, scrunch this up, pull this up, make the line a little bit straighter, that would really only take it to $2.87. It's not like Mina hasn't been here before, would be nothing crazy. And from its current point, that would be about 129% to the top of the measured move and about 28% to the breakout point on Mina. A little bit of a complicated one, but you see what I'm going for. The next one on your screen is Gala. Shout out to Gala Games. This is a much more cut and dry one compared to Mina here. So we have the cup, we have the handle. We'll pull this down, we'll pull this up. As you can see, this one is already, it went up past the breakout point and came back down in the flash crash. And the price is currently sitting right at the breakout point, right below 4 cents at 0.37. Measured move to the top of the measured move would be a 63% move for Gala. Kind of interesting here how this one lines up because even with the full measured move wouldn't take us past that support resistance line there. So hopefully this thing gets a little extra oomph when it starts to move. All right, so we have Axie Infinity. Here we are, pretty cut and dry cup and handle here. And what I like about this one is that it is still below the breakout point. Any cup and handle that's forming that is below the breakout point is obviously a much bigger opportunity than the coins that have already, far exceeded the breakout point. These are the ones we're trying to target. There's no question about that. So, right here with Axie Infinity, I don't know if I'm going to personally buy this one, but it is a 25.8% move to the breakout point and would be 105% to the top of the measured move, which isn't too crazy because, this value area over here is actually above that level. So interesting to see that on Axie Infinity. Next one on the list is Chiliz. I think Chiliz is a very interesting project, whole SocialFi thing. Some people say SocialFi is dead. I still think that it just hasn't perfectly been done yet, but Chiliz is trying their best with the fan tokens and all that. As you can see, cup and handle set up, and we're still about 27% to the top of the measured move. Moving on, ApeCoin. I think ApeCoin is going to wake itself back up. The rise of Yuga, the return of Yuga. I know a lot of ape holders are kind of pissed off at those pudgy penguins, but I'm pretty sure Ape is going to make its return. Pretty cut and dry head and shoulders here. I mean, not head and shoulders. Cup and handle here, and I'm calling it a head and shoulders now, everybody. There's way too many cup and handles for me to start calling them head and shoulders, but hey, there's money to be made here. So as you can see from the flash crash, it actually went above the breakout point, is back at the breakout point to the top of the measured move, is a 42% move, taking ApeCoin to $2.64 moving forward. We have Mana. This one is pretty interesting. It's not as big as I'd want it to be. This one would be much bigger if it came up over here and came down. Not the case for Mana. You have to consider this right here. I'd actually pull this up just a little bit. I'd make it like that, and it's actually just below the breakout point. So to pull this measured move off, we would have to come down here, pull this up, pull it down so you guys can see it. So we are on Mana. We are about 7% from the breakout point and looking at a 69.6% pump to the top of the measured move. And like a lot of these coins, these seem like big moves. But when you come on over here and realize that it's still below support resistance levels, I mean, it's not that crazy to ask for 70% in a lot of these charts. Here we are at PYTH, and kind of like some other coins, its entire existence is nothing but a cup and handle. We kind of consider this the breakout point. It's actually sitting on the breakout point right now. I really like this project, in case you guys haven't figured that out watching the show yet, and I think this one has a lot of potential. Currently sitting on that breakout point, did break out and now comes back down. That's okay. No chart is going to perfectly do this, but you can totally see the pattern here on the cup and handle. And we're at about a 69.4% pump to the top of the measured move. Keep a close eye out on PYTH, especially with the Solana and the Oracle narrative. This one's going to put up some numbers in the bull run. The next one is DYDX. Look at this cup and handle setup right here. This is kind of like a weird, maybe big cup. That's kind of how I would interpret this, maybe like a Lil Wayne double cup idea, but the big cups still play out just because it seems like it's not an perfect cup and handle, that is still without a doubt a cup and handle on DYDX. So we come down here, we pull this to the bottom, we put this to the top. Let me pull this down so you guys can see this measured move here. And we are, about 28% to the breakout point and 124% to the top of the measure move for DYDX. And look, this measure move just takes this thing above this support resistance level here. Definitely keep an eye on this one. That's a pretty interesting setup. The next one on your screen is Gnosis or Gnosis, Gnosis. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And this is one of those situations that proves that big cups still totally rock. Some people are like, oh, the cup is too big. No, it's not. Because look at this. If you look at this measured move here on this, you pull this up and there it is right there. This thing is already played out. It is still has 10% to go to the top of measured moves. But if you see a cup and handle and you think to yourself, oh, the cup is too big, that's not the case at all. The cup can be any size it needs to be because this one right here already played out. Here we are over at EOS, pretty cut and dry cup and handle right here. Let's check out this measured move. Let's pull this down. Let's pull this up. Looking good. I think this one probably going to be a pretty significant pump here. Not as crazy as some of the other ones, but there's still money to be made here on EOS. All right, we are looking at a 10% pump to 90 cents to the breakout point, and we are looking at a 54% pump to $1.27 for EOS. Let's keep it rolling. NEO. All right, NEO is kind of a strange one as well. There are a handful of strange ones here, but I like the strange ones. You know why? Because it's a cup and double handle. Instead of the double cup, Lil Wayne cup and handle, this is a cup and double handle. But the point here is that it has been rejected from the breakout point. So once it gets to the breakout point, I would still consider the move valid in my opinion. I want to know what you think about this down below in the comments. We pull this up, we scrunch it so you guys can see it a little bit better. For NEO here, we are looking at 17% to the breakout point, and we are looking at an 86% to the top of the measured move. Not bad. Only two more to go. The first of those is Woo. We have a very big cup situation here for Woo. As you can see, very large cup. But hey, it worked out with Gnosis or Gnosis, however you want to pronounce it. So I'm going to consider this completely valid. It is really sitting at the breakout point right here, right now. Pull this down to the bottom. Pull this up to the top. This one's going to take it right back to the level where it started. Very interesting measured move right here. Just a little bit above it, actually. So it's not impossible for Woo to get back to this level. 74% pump to 87 cents. Last but certainly not least is Blur. I would consider this the cup and handle right here. It almost formed a cup and handle back here, but it didn't get up to that level. It kind of got rejected, then formed the real handle and is now past the breakout point and retesting off of it. This one might kind of swiggle. It might take some time to get to the measured move, but nonetheless, we have a cup and handle here on Blur, the 40th cup and handle pattern in the top 100. 40% of the coins in the top 100 have cup and handle patterns. Some of them have played out, some of them have not played out. And Blur would be looking at a 72.5% pump to $1.26 if the measured move plays out. So there you go. We just systematically went through every single cup and handle pattern in the top 100. Like I said, some of them have played out, some of them have not. Some of them are at the breakout points, some of them are above, some of them are below. Go back and figure out which coins still have to get to the breakout point and have big measured moves after that. There will be a lot of gains to be found right there in a lot of these coins. I hope you guys make money from watching this video. All I ask of you is make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Let's get rich and let's not get wrecked. Later.